I grew up in a Muslim household, and going into an industry where you're in a bikini when all the women are supposed to be covered up and you're not supposed to show anything to your body but to your husband and this and that, like, it's a grind every single day. Like, what separates you from another bikini pro? What are you doing differently that this girl isn't doing? My dad pretty much cut me off for like 4 or 5 months. I couldn't fit into any jeans. I was like a 00 in jeans. I'm not even kidding, it was so sad and depressing. I just loved the look, the bikini, like the glam, the walk. I loved it all. So I was so like fired up to get back to get to the Olympia. And I was like, that is something that I want to accomplish, and something so big, like close to me, that I just want to prove to myself that I can do. So who is Narmin? So I was born in Chicago, Illinois. Not a lot of people know that about me. I am 31 years old, and I come from a really big family. Another thing a lot of people don't know about me, I have 9 brothers and sisters, 5 girls and 4 brothers. Of course, my mom and dad, same mom and dad for all of us. I started competing in 2010. Honestly, I didn't even know this was going to be something that I went full force with. When I first started competing, I was obsessed with the look and seeing the girls up on stage. My whole aspect of getting into the gym was to put on weight. I was very, very skinny when I was growing up. I was only 85 pounds. All throughout high school, I was made fun of. I mean, I had girls and guys ask if I even was eating. I was called chicken legs, toothpick legs. I was literally a stick up and down. I was very, very, very reserved growing up. So to see me now, a lot of people that I went to high school with, they would never recognize me or didn't even expect me to be where I'm at in life, which is awesome, because it was kind of like, well, you guys don't believe in me. You guys are kind of put me in like this little shadow, and you don't think that I will be somebody. I always wanted to prove myself, not for anybody else, but for myself. A lot of my friends back in high school, I really didn't keep in contact with. I didn't really have a lot of friends growing up. My parents were really religious. My dad just always kept us, in the house. We didn't do much. I never went to really any high school dances, never went to any high school parties. It was school, home, clean the house, help my parents raise the kids, change diapers. It was just, that's all I ever knew growing up. And so doing this and doing something completely like different than what my parents believed in, or it was scary, but it was something that I wanted to pursue and something that I wanted to fulfill in my life. And yeah, so going from high school days to being super skinny, I just wanted to prove myself. I'm like, I am so sick of people calling me skinny. I'm so sick of people asking if I eat. So at one point, I just don't even remember when it was, but I just went to the gym and I got my membership, and I just remember going up to the biggest guy in the gym, and I wanted to put on weight. And I asked him, I said, what can I do to build this? What can I do to build up my upper body? Can you show me a couple exercises? What can I do to gain weight? Where should I start? What should I get? So, he helped me get a weight gainer. I think it was like a 3,000 calorie weight gainer. It was insane. I didn't know what I was doing. I just wanted to put on weight. I wanted anything to help myself, because I was just so sick of, like, even when I went shopping for clothes, it was so sad and depressing. I hated shopping for clothes. I couldn't fit into any jeans. I was like a 00 in jeans. I'm not even kidding, it was so sad and depressing. But that was one of the turning points in my life where I was like, I am so sick of this. I need to change. I need to do something. So yeah, I joined a gym membership, and one of the trainers, I will never forget this day, she came up to me and she was like, you should really compete. You have the physique, you have the build. I'm like, compete? I was like, I'm 85 nothing. Like, how am I going to compete? I can't compete with girl. I don't have anything. Like, she goes, no, you have an amazing body. Just get up there and see what you can do. I went to one competition and I saw the girls up there, and it was, when I was competing, when I first started competing, there was probably 3, 4 girls on stage, and now it's like 50, 40, like it's tripled in amount of girls that compete. And I went up on stage and I fell in love. I've always been someone that likes to put on a performance. I've danced 4 years in high school, so that's something too. Like, I loved performing, but I was always very quiet and still like in the corner. But that was something I've always loved to do. So when she told me about that, I was like, okay. I went to a show. I was obsessed. I just loved the look, the bikini, like the glam, the walk. I loved it all. So I joined and I did one show and I literally got hooked. I think I did 7 shows in the first year and I got qualified for the Olympia that first year of me competing. I was so determined.
Which one was your very first show?
It was a muscle contest show. I don't remember the name of it, but I know it was in LA. It was in LA, and I did a muscle contest show, and I believe the first show ever, I placed second. There was only like 4 girls in my show, so it was like, I just remember seeing everybody. I'm like, oh my God, she looks so good. She looks so good. It was so intimidating, but it was something that was so different to me that I've always loved challenges, and I've always wanted to do something that I never knew if I could do. And it was something that I definitely wanted to pursue, and I was hooked. It was intimidating. It was super scary. I mean, they didn't really know exactly what they were kind of looking for. Back then, they didn't have the blinged out bikinis. They didn't have all that walk. It was kind of like you just get on stage. They're still kind of figuring out what they want. You had to have that shape, and that's what we all had. But again, I was so small then. Like when I got my pro card, I was still like tiny. And the poses were completely different then. Again, the bikinis were different. The whole look was different on stage. So, but it was an amazing experience. I was so like fired up to get to the Olympia. And I was like, that is something that I want to accomplish, and something so big and like close to me that I just want to prove to myself that I can do. I went back to back to back shows until I finally won. I think I won a show, maybe it was like a month before the Olympia. And then I went in and of course I didn't place top 5, top 10. I think I placed like 16th at the Olympia. But just to be there was the biggest blessing, biggest like grateful experience I've ever experienced. I'll never forget the first Olympia. How many times have I done the Olympia? 8 times. I did it 8 consecutive years. This past year, actually, I took the entire year off from competing. I went back to school. I went to beauty school. I graduated from Paul Mitchell. I just needed to kind of detox my whole life, just everything about me. I didn't go to one other competition. I just wanted to kind of stay away from the industry for a little bit, just to get a cleanse, just of everything, not just the fitness industry, just to focus on me and what Narmin wanted to do and get back into, my business aspect. I even got my esthetician license for my eyelash extensions. So now I'm doing that too. So just kind of working on myself, but this coming year is I wouldn't call it a comeback, but it's definitely something that I'm gonna come back in full force and get back on the Olympia stage and make it my 9th time up on that stage. So there's 9 total in my family of kids. It's crazy because like the first 4 of us, so you have, sometimes I don't even remember half of the ages, and it's funny because like when birthdays come around, I never remember anyone's birthday. So we have like a huge group text in my family. Hey, don't forget, this person's birthday is coming up and next week. And so it's nice. We have a huge reminder. But there's 33, 32, 31, 30. That's the first 4. And the first 4 were only 11 months apart. So I think if I'm not mistaken, it's called like Chinese twins. So Chinese twins. So we're only 11 months apart. We were all born in Chicago. And then it goes down to, I believe my sister is 25, and then 24, and then 23. Yeah, and then the 2 little boys, and I think it's 18 and 17. I could be mistaken. He could be 19 and 18. They're somewhere in that. I don't remember all their age. It's just too much to remember. But yeah, we have a big family, and we're super close. Really, when holidays come around, when someone needs anything, we have each other's back, and that's what I absolutely love about big families. Growing up was very, very difficult for me and very hard, especially going into this industry that I'm in. My parents are really religious, especially my dad. I grew up in a Muslim household, and going into an industry where you're in a bikini, when all the women are supposed to be covered up and you're not supposed to show anything to your body but to your husband and this and that, it was one of the hardest things I had to experience. When I got my pro card, that's when you put your name in Google search or something and your name pops up and there's all your pictures on stage. Well, I didn't even know my dad knew how to use a computer at the time. Apparently one day he searched my name on Google and found all these pictures of me in a bikini. And I tried so hard to keep that that life, part of my life, hidden from my dad because I didn't want him to see that because I know he'd be so disappointed. My mom was very okay with it. She loved that I was out there, I was following my passion, doing what I loved. It was only my dad that I had to be worried about. I would always tell my sisters not to show my dad anything, not to tell him what I'm doing, where I'm going. It was very like quiet and hidden. And I didn't like that I had to like hide that from my dad because I want my family to accept everything I do. I mean, who wouldn't want, especially their dads to accept them? But it was something that I did not want my dad to know, but he did end up finding out. Apparently, there was one day my sisters texted me and were like, Dad just Googled your name. He saw your pictures on the internet. He's so mad at you. He's like, telling all of us all this stuff. I'm like, oh, I literally started shaking. I was like, I don't know I don't know what to do. Like, how do I take that? Like, Dad's not gonna ever talk to me again. My dad pretty much cut me off for like 4 or 5 months. Didn't want nothing to do with me, didn't talk to me, didn't call me. I couldn't even go see him. Like, I couldn't visit my brothers and sisters if I came to the house to see them. It was so hard. It hurt me so much because I'm very close to my family, and to not like have my family around me or like my dad involved in my life was one of like the biggest, like, oh my God, is this worth it? Like, is competing worth it to lose, my dad? And he finally started coming around after 4 or 5 months. And I think it's because he saw that I was so happy doing what I'm doing. And I didn't have to, my dad's never been to one of my shows. And it's sad, it hurts that he hasn't been to a show of mine, but I understand. And it's not something that I will ever be like, Dad, you need to go to a show, or I know you don't love me. I know my dad loves and cares about me. It's just something that I know he would never want to see. He's not going to want to see me in a bikini up on stage with around thousands of people and showing my butt like backside. So I get it and I understand that, and I'm not going to force that on him. So as long as he accepts it from a distance and he sees that I'm happy and I get to travel and do what I love, and I can pursue my dreams and make money out of it, and I'm good, then he accepts it. So now he's finally been, around, and it doesn't even come out of his mouth. We haven't even had a conversation about, if he's gonna go to a show, but he does like that I'm happy, and he accepts where I'm at in life now and what I do. So that's the only thing that I'm happy about. And it's a good thing, because like I said, I'm very close to my family, and that was very hard, very, very hard. Advice for anybody else out there, women going through something kind of similar to me, just know if you follow your passion and you are genuinely happy about what you're doing and you see this long term, continue doing what you're doing, and your family will accept you eventually. I didn't think my dad was going to ever open up to me again and, say he loved me again or be there for me like he's supposed to, but he did. They all come around. Family's blood. They're going to be there for you regardless. No matter what you do, you can do something completely terrible, from one scale to the other, and they'll still come around. Just continue to do what you're doing, follow your passion, and as long as you're happy and you're enjoying the journey, that's all that matters. But really think about everything that you're gonna have to do to get there. I mean, it takes a lot. I mean, you're not gonna turn pro and all of a sudden you're gonna be like this superstar. You're gonna have to, it's a grind every single day. Like, what separates you from another bikini pro? What are you doing differently that this girl isn't doing? Like, you have to have your own niche, you have to have your own like personality, and I feel like character is huge. Like, just be yourself and kind of follow your own footsteps. So social media, so having the success and building your social media platform, like I said, if being you, what girls love to see workouts. They love to see what you do. Like I said, I went from 85 pounds and I finally hit triple digits, even on my off season. And hopefully I step on stage at 98 pounds, but I'm trying to get up to that 100 pounds. What are you doing that's different? Being yourself, showing other people, don't worry what other people think about you. And I mean, that's kind of cliche, because social media, you do have to worry about what people think about you, but at the same time, be yourself. Your look is huge, how you present yourself on social media, workouts, show what when I think about it is, when I was at an amateur stage, what was I looking at that I wanted to do? Or how was I like picking out a certain girl, like I want to be like that. What is she doing? The way she was posting her workouts, her meals, just kind of showing people your everyday life, but being you, not being being fake about it. Yeah, you know, I took this, so my short term, obviously getting back on stage, long-term goal with this industry, I want to be in this, I love this industry, this is my life, this is what I absolutely feel like I'm in my place. Fitness has been something that I've always been obsessed with since, again, when I first started competing, and even before I competed, I didn't even think this is what I was going to do. But I definitely see myself still competing. I don't know when I'll end up retiring. Hopefully, you know, I want to have kids someday. I want to be married. And who knows, maybe have a kid and come back, maybe not, retire. I never know, but I do want to still keep my foot in the fitness industry because I love everyone I've met. Half of the people that I like keep in contact with are all from the fitness industry. Like my best friends are from the fitness industry, you know? So I've made some amazing relationships in this industry and I want to continue to grow with them and see where this takes me. Of course, still doing my lash business. I want to grow that and eventually travel, and every time there's shows, I can start doing girls' lashes while they're getting ready to compete, do makeup. I love the whole beauty part of it too. So there's so much that you can do in this industry and so much you can do long term with it. It's just how you present yourself and what you do with yourself long term. And of course, you know, being with Better Bodies, I've been with Better Bodies, I can't even remember, maybe 5 years now. It's been years, and you'll definitely see me still with this company, and it's a company that you believe in and want to be with and represent. So long term, I see myself within this industry and with Better Bodies for a really long time. So my advice on anyone just starting out in general, I mean, you don't have to compete. I would say one thing that I did that was huge for me is get a trainer. I mean, that's not just if you're trying to compete, a trainer. I mean, just get a trainer in general, someone that can help you stay accountable, help you with your diet, your training, your everything. Just someone to keep you on the right track, because that's super hard to do on your own, especially if you're not familiar with nutrition or how to train. That's my biggest thing. Another thing, if you are trying to compete, definitely do your homework. There's so many girls on the Olympia stage. Who's your favorite, you know, competitor, bikini competitor out there? Who's her coach? Look at the coaches before and afters. Look at how their transformations, how they're training, their nutrition, what their winning streaks are like. Another thing, if you're trying to get on stage, posing is huge. You can do your part in the gym, you can train, you can do hours of your cardio, you can, you know, have your nutrition on point, but if you don't know how to present yourself on stage, you're done. That is the most important thing that they look for, because everything that you're doing on stage is you're presenting your hard work, and if you can't showcase your best features, it's the hardest thing for you. So hire a posing coach, aka me, because I do a lot of Skype posing and in-person posing if you guys need it. But yeah, posing coach, trainer, just coach for competitions in general. I mean, a lot of coaches too do lifestyle coaching, so you don't have to get on competition, but eventually I feel like a lot of the girls that do start off just like wanting to get back, just to even try training and getting in the gym, eventually, you know, get on stage, because it's just such an addicting, and it's an addicting feeling. Like, fitness is so much fun, and once you start to see your body change and transform, it feels so good, and then you're like, well, what else can I do? I want to challenge myself again. Okay, let's go on stage. Okay, I won my first amateur show. I won an amateur show. Let's go to nationals. Oh, cool, I just got my pro card. Let's go to the Olympia. There's like so much you can do, and that's what I absolutely love about this industry. You're just constantly challenging and transforming and changing everything about your life. Yeah, I mean, every year, every show I get into, I learn something new, or I learn something more from every show, every industry, every girl that I meet. I mean, there is not one show that I had the same prep, the same stage presentation, the same look, maybe the same bikini, but like everything that I've done on the stage and off the stage has been different. You learn so much about yourself.